Topic tonight, again, is passiveness versus anger, how society has allowed racism to be good. So we're going to go over tonight, when we talk about passiveness and anger, I normally like to identify these terms, and we talk about this topic, identify these terms, what the world has these, what are the meaning of these terms in the world as it's in itself. So what I like to do in these discussions is first pull up the definition of each particular topic we're working on through the online Webster Dictionary. So passiveness, root word passive, and the definition of passive is acting upon an external agency, receptive to outside impressions or influences, asserting the grammatical subject of a verb is subjected to or affected the action represented by that verb or the passive voice, containing or yielding a passive verb form, lacking in energy or will, or lethargic, tending not to take an active or dominant part, induced by an outside agency, passive exercise of a paralyzed leg, not active or operating inert, which is another word for passive, or of relating to or making direct use of the sun's heat, usually without the intervention of mechanical devices. And you could go online yourself and you can find this on Merriam-Webster online. Now, before we move on to anger, I just want you to just pay close attention to the definitions and see how much there were actually more. If you go online and look, there are more definitions here. I just kind of condense it in this meeting that we're having. And just pay attention real quick as we move on to anger. So pretty much passive or passiveness is going to the pretty much of a being passive or not, pretty much not doing anything. So now we want to go to anger. So I could go here. Oh, whoa. There he is. Anger. Definition of anger. Anger is a noun. A strong feeling of displeasure and usually of antagonism. Antagonism, if you never heard the word, is you could hear the anger in his voice. Found. Let me just make sure I'm reading it correctly. Yes, you can hear the anger in his voice. She found it hard to control her anger. Or two, rage in sense or rage sense. Now, the reason I said earlier to look at passive, if you notice, have many definitions to being passive. And as we know, if you heard the term passive aggressive, I know most people heard that term when we were growing up. When it comes to people, pretty much passive aggressive means, I'm going to do something, but I'm not going to do something, right? But look at anger. Anger only have two meanings. That's it. So as we move further into the discussion, I just want you to keep that in the back of your mind, because this is very important what we're about to discuss tonight. So what I did is, as usual, I compiled a couple videos for y'all to watch. It's not pretty long. It's just about 5 to 7 minutes. And I just want you to pay attention in these particular scenes, that if some of you haven't seen these movies, I highly recommend you to go watch it. If not, or if you have seen it, then you kind of relate to it. But as you watch these videos, I want you to keep in the word passiveness, anger, and above all, race and discrimination. All right, so here we go. And first of all, before we begin, let me just make sure I share. Hold on. Zoom controls. I remember from last time. The sound, I believe.
Yeah.
Share computer sound. There we go.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so y'all can see, right?
We can't see the video now.
Okay, hold on. What about now?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
You son of a bitch.
This really isn't the time.
Okay, I don't know jack about the 24th century, but everybody out there thinks that staying here and fighting the Borg is suicide. They're just afraid to come in here and say it.
The crew is accustomed to following my orders.
They're probably accustomed to your orders making sense.
None of them understand the Borg as I do. No one does. No one can.
What is that supposed to mean?
Six years ago, they assimilated me into their collective. I had their cybernetic devices implanted throughout my body. I was linked to the hive mind. Every trace of individuality erased. I was one of them. So you can imagine, my dear, I have a somewhat unique perspective on the Borg, and I know how to fight them. Now, if you will excuse me, I have work to do.
I am such an idiot. It's so simple. The Borg hurt you, and now you're going to hurt them back.
In my century, we don't succumb to revenge. We have a more evolved sensibility.
Bullshit! I saw the look on your face when you shot those Borg on the holodeck. You were almost enjoying it.
How dare you?
Oh, come on, Captain. You're not the first man to get a thrill from murdering someone. I see it all the time.
Get out!
Or what? You'll kill me? Like you killed Ensign Lynch?
There was no way to save him.
You didn't even try. Where was your involved sensibility then?
I don't have time for this.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your little quest. Captain Ahab has to go hunt his whale.
What?
You do have books in the 24th century.
This is not about revenge.
Liar!
This is about saving the future of humanity!
Jean-Luc, blow up the damn ship!
No! No! I will not sacrifice the Enterprise. We've made too many compromises already, too many retreats. They invade our space, and we fall back. They assimilate entire worlds, and we fall back. Not again. The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther. And I will make them pay for what they've done.
I'll do it with minimal casualties to the indigenous. I'll drive him out with gas first.
Roger. CS-40's going hot.
Fire.
Firing.
Bingo. Good shooting, Ace. It'll be humane. Fire. More or less.
All right, let's pull the trigger.
Now, Ned, you and Mr. Quincy and, what was the young fella's name?
Elroy. Elroy Tate.
No, that's not what you said.
Hell if it ain't.
No, you said, Elroy Quincy out of Medicine Hat and, Henry Tate out of Cheyenne.
Hell if I did. Hell if I did.
Charlie, go and get them whores what fucked these boys the night of the storm. Strawberry Alice and Silky.
Yeah, go on, get it. Go on.
And Ned. Them whores are gonna tell different lies than you. And when their lies ain't the same as your lies, well, I ain't gonna hurt no woman. But I'm gonna hurt you. And not gentle like before, but bad.
Boy, is he strict. Gotta get in there close and find out what's happening. There's our ticket.
Hey, boys! Look what I got here!
Hey, where are the white women at? Man, that was pretty. I like that.
Be ready to attack Rock Ridge at noon tomorrow. Here's your badge.
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges! Oh, no!
Next! Qualifications.
Stampeding cattle
That's not much of a crime.
through the Vatican?
Kinky. Sign here.
Why, Rat! How many times have I told you to wash up after weekly cross burning? See, it's coming off.
And now, for my next impression, Jesse Owens.
Seize them!
So I always try to end, I don't like to end in doom and gloom. Being a film major, to always say in film school, you know, try to end it lightly. So for those of you know, that was Blazing Saddles out there. And so I tried to just pose these films to just give you a sense of the entire topic, how you saw passiveness in Star Trek and anger at the same time. You saw it in Unforgiven and the anger that's in there, and pretty much how underlining that society through movies, through entertainment, has pretty much not only bring racism and discrimination to the forefront, but also made you accustomed to it. So now as we go deeper, I want to show you the second film. I don't know if, can y'all still see? Can you? Yes? Okay. So I want to show now, after watching everything, this particular film, and tell me, and keep in mind again, passiveness and anger.
60 Minutes Rewind.
Tonight we're going to report a story that's almost 80 years old, but it will come as news to most Americans as, frankly, it did to us. This country's most violent race riot didn't happen in Newark or Watts or Detroit. It happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in June of 1921. For decades, city officials covered it up. The history books barely mentioned it, and people, white people that is, hardly ever talked about Tulsa burning. But all that's changing now. The state commission has begun investigating the riot and is already raising tough questions about what today's citizens owe yesterday's victims. And it's revived memories for George Monroe of a night 78 years ago when his mother saw 4 white men walking up to their house carrying torches.
Our mother told us to get up under the bed, and we got up under the bed. We could just see just their feet. They came in and set fire to the curtains, and one stepped on my fingers, and my sister put her hand over my mouth to be sure to stop me, because she could tell I was fixing to holler because it hurt.
Monroe escaped with some sore fingers. His home and the rest of Tulsa's black neighborhood, called Greenwood, was burning.